Hi, and welcome to another episode from the Train Sim World UK Routes and Trains, or UK Trains and Routes Only Facebook group YouTube channel. I really wish it was a shorter name. Been a couple of days since I've done a video, so I thought I'd do this one. This one is a bit different this time. It's regarding a scenario that I've put together, which I'm going to put on the creator content. I've already put that one up, the Leaf 4 timetable down, or it's called the Discipline Train. So the idea is basically you're driving the railhead treatment train from Clapham to Wivelsfield, and the idea, along with all the other trains, obviously that are running around the network. But the idea is obviously you need to treat and stay at 60 miles an hour, which is quite something when you are on quite a long. It's 32 mile or 38 mile or something, I think it is, or 32 mile. I can't remember. And you're trying to stay at a steady 60 mile an hour with some of the gradients and stuff. It does take a bit of discipline. I find that the challenge in itself without worrying about other trains, and obviously treating. If you don't know how to treat yet, I did put a video on with the Dawn of the Shed scenario. But if you do the Dawn of the Shed proper scenario, the DTG scenario that comes with Train Sim World 3, that does show you how to use the rally treatment console for treating. So I've already put that one up there. It's called the Down Discipline. That's literally what it's called. Now we're working on an up version, so I've basically copied that timetable and made this new one, but this time it's from the other direction. It's on the up line, so this is taking the train from Wivelsfield to Clapham. But obviously I've also had to change around some of the trains as well. I have already done a lot of messing around, and I've got 20 services in, obviously including the service that you have to drive and the other RHTT. I'm hoping that my messing around hasn't caused too much of a problem with the timetable. So this is the first time I've tested it already when I didn't change the timetable around. It was more down friendly. So now I've changed it to be a bit more up friendly, as in you see more trains where you need to see them. And I'm going to try and do a test drive now, and hopefully it works okay. So I hope you're happy to join me for the next 40 or so minutes. So there we go. So I'm definitely there. So what's this? Drive DB EWS Classic 6x2 RHTT 8 tank from Wivelsfield Platform 1 to Clapham Junction, Platform 16, non-stop, of course. So let's get in there. And let's just hope that it works okay. I have literally just changed a few times here and there, made a few more up trains, down trains. Sorry, down trains, up trains that I don't, which I'll never see if I don't. There's some trains obviously that I won't see because they're behind me. So what's the point of having them as down trains? So here we go. I've just got it 3X00 just for the sake of it moving at 920. I've chose. It says an 8 tank. Oh, 8 tanks, which is 5 vehicles. So let's get started. Okay. For more of a challenge, of course, I've not done it on this, but for more of a challenge, if you want to change your weather, I suggest changing it. Whoa, what's all these people walking towards me with the split dresses, split skirts? I would suggest making it wet, perhaps. That might make it more of a challenge. I also put the safety systems on, so I've just put I've got a keyboard as well, which is why you might see things flicking on and off. But you have to do this manually. Oh, that's that done. Let's start, get everything set up. Cancel the AWS. Oh. And then get that on. Get my instrument lights on. Put my headlights on, which they would be on anyway in real life. Let's get the console on. So to turn the console on, I can show you on here as well. Turn it on. Activate controller. Lovely. Engine start. Yeah. Turn the power on, and then put on all the bits you need. And there we go. It's on. It's armed. All right. I'm going to turn off my thingo. Take my brakes off. And now the plan is to stay at a steady 60 mile an hour. And then you won't get penalised on the scenario for doing over 60. It's more of a personal achievement and for you. So you can, by all means, go 75, which is the maximum design speed of the thingy. But of course, that would be cheating because you can't. You're not supposed to treat at 75, and you should be treating. I mean, you can do it if you want. But I have tried to time all the trains around you doing 60 miles an hour. Let's just see if it works. Let's get moving so you can see what I'm... Oh, Open up a bit now we're moving. I say it doesn't really look like a day that you need the lethal train. I'm going to work on another scenario over the coming week, over the coming days. It's going to be East Coastway 1. I'm going to do first train to get down to Seaford. So that's the sort of branch where you probably want to send an RHTT down before the first trains of the day. So I'm going to do a scenario that involves that. But I thought I'd give this one a go because I think this is quite a good example of how you really need to be patient and have a bit of discipline. So we're approaching 70 now, so 60 now, so I'm going to just lay off. We are on a climb slightly, so just lay the power off slightly. Then the needle actually is a lot. It must be because of the angle of it, but it's slightly off there. I am now doing 60 or 61. Oh, and already I've got an adverse signal. That's because there's a train ahead. So I'm hoping in this scenario there should be quite a few more down trains going by. I tried to make this up one a little bit more challenging. I put a few more trains in the way, basically. Yeah, look, already we're caught up a stopping train. So the passenger trains are going to run as well, and when you're only going at 60 miles an hour, the passenger trains, which you can do up to 90, need to be given priority. Disappointing that you can't see a train on the platform, but there probably is one. Just oh, and there it is. It's just appeared. So there is a train on the platform ahead. One of the other things that's a bit annoying about the scenario planning is that the times have to be set in 5-minute increments. You can't like have a, you can't have like 9:24 or 9:26 or whatever. So the opportunity to take a photo. There we go. I think he'd go in. Well, yeah. Well, that's going. They. The train's just departing, and it is a 90 mile an hour unit, so it'll get gone pretty quick, I think, before we get a chance to do anything else. There we are, single yellow. Let's get moving. I'm hoping by the time we get to the next signal, it should be at least a double yellow. If that train gets a shift on, and I don't rush too much. I'm being quite cocky here, but I hope that the signal should clear. Well, it's at least a single yellow, so I want a double yellow by the time I get past it, I think. That'd be nice, because then I can speed up to 60 and not have to worry about it all. There you go, look. Has it changed to a double yellow? Yeah, it looks like it has. So that's good. That unit will be flying off now. It does stop at Gatwick and Hawley, believe it or not, of all places. Oh, green, even better. So it just shows you how quick those units are. So that's flown off. But obviously the opportunity to chase it isn't really there, as I'm stuck at 60 miles an hour, or should be stuck at 60 miles an hour. So let's power that off. With only 20 trains to choose from, including one that you're driving and another feeder train. That's 18 trains to squeeze in to try and see. Of course, there's a train ahead of me, past 2 trains. So that's already 4 trains in the system. There should be nothing behind me because I chose the ones that were behind me. I've made them into more down trains, so we see more down trains. Oh, just about to go over the Ore Valley. Ore Valley? Yeah. Is it? I've forgotten. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Down there at the moment, I think. No, climbing. 61, so I'm trying to maintain a good speed there. Welcome. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, the big station went through here was Hayward's Heath. I think most people know the routes by now, don't they? That typical southern footbridge. Traditional southern structure. So I do like that sound of the. So I'm not a massive fan of 6060s, but I do like that sound of it strumming along. Yeah, 80 around that bend. Should the requirement to do 80, of course. But of course, we're not. There is a class 313, as I say about just going over onto them slow lines there is a class 313 timetable move that you can do up to Sellers, and that takes you onto those lines, which is interesting. It's something different. I've yet to really explore the southeastern high speed's new timetable with supposed to be something a bit more regulating and use of infrastructure and stuff. I've already experienced the flashes, flashing yellows and stuff. That's good. It'd be nice if we get them on the GWA, but hey ho. Definitely have some discipline for this. Three Bridges depot, which would normally be adorned with Class 700 Thameslink train units, but obviously they're not available. It would be nice if the 700 was available, because the brilliant thing about the 700 is you could use it on this route, and you could have them as layers on the East Coastway, and you could have them as both controllable and or layers on the South Eastern, because they run down that way as well. So the 700 would be a good train to have. I'd certainly buy it. If they made that available, I'd buy it, because it's so flexible, being able to use it over three different routes. Obviously, it could be playable on this route. Pretty much, well, basically from East Croydon to Brighton. Or in some cases, Stretton Common, even though they don't technically stop at Stretton Common a lot, but I'm sure, you know, but they do come off at Stretton Common, so you could still have them as an AI until East Croydon, I guess. Look, see. Looks like we caught that train up, because obviously it stopped at Gatwick, but it's on its way. Or it's slowing down for Gatwick, I don't know. Nah, it's probably departing. That's why we're getting step-ups. Stops at Hawley as well, interestingly. So that should mean we'll have to slow down a little bit. I thought I'd give a bit more of a challenge on New York with the following the train, because I thought that might make it a bit less monotonous, because it is a monotonous trying to stay at 6 miles an hour, but it is proper discipline trying to keep it at 60. It is like proper going, so if you've got the patience, if you can think you've got the patience to do it, please give it a go. Like I say, if you want a bit more of a challenge, Put your safety systems on. Probably change the weather to wet, so that gives you a bit more challenge with the railhead. I mean, the vigilance hasn't even gone off yet, has it? The amount of messing around I've had to do. But the vigilance on the RHTT at the moment, you can't cancel using your joypad. So I've got a keyboard, so I can press Q anyway. But that needs fixing. So, yeah. Signals are stepping up ahead of me, so I assume the train has left Gatwick and probably just stopping at Horley now as we speak. May possibly get checked down. See how far I get checked down. I'm going 60 anyway, so probably might not get checked down too much. I was expecting to see more trains on the down, but maybe because I've tried to spread them out a little bit further up the field. Plane! Yeah, there we go, look. Double yellow, that means there'll be a single yellow in the platform at Gatwick, unless of course it's left Horley and it's on its way. Oh, these little interludes are a good little distraction, to be fair. Train coming the other way, look. Ah, so there is some more down trains on the relief lines, sleigh lines. Should sit the other RHTT in a bit, but I think the AI controls it at 75 miles an hour, which is a bit of a shame. So you could just be seen as an empty train that's not treating. Red ahead of me. But the train's not in the platform, so it must be on its way, so hopefully that'll step up. Nevertheless, I better prepare to stop, shouldn't I, really? Luckily, this obviously, although it's classed as a freight, oh, there we go. Probably shouldn't see that one again now, wouldn't have thought, because that'll be gone now, that train ahead. That'll beast off now. Next stop's East Croydon, so it'll be gone. I would say it's a good distance away now, isn't it? We've got 21 miles left, so a good 25 minutes yet. But yeah, let's see what we see what it's about. See what other challenges we face on the way. Ah, there's your RHTT, look. Climbing a bit, I think. Yeah, I think we climbed for quite a bit now. I think we climbed most of the way to Croydon, if I'm honest. So this is the other thing, you've got to deal with the gradients. It's alright saying I'll stick it at 60, but you've got to try and keep it at 60 whilst dealing with, obviously, trains ahead of you and gradients as well. So that's all part of this scenario to make it more enjoyable, really, I guess. More of a challenge. I think that'd just be boring, wouldn't it, for it to do with the down. The down discipline's a little bit, probably a bit more monotonous, but it's still got its challenge in itself. So with the up one, I've tried to make it a bit more. Challenging. So obviously having the AWS on for sure, And if you don't have a keyboard, so you can't cancel the vigilance, don't bother turning that off. The vigilance can be isolated in the fuse box, but obviously, if you've got a keyboard anyway, you just press Shift and Enter, and that will turn your DSD on. And vigilance. There you go. Look, change that to green. Speed up a little bit. See what I mean? You've got to concentrate. Where's this now? Hillswood, is it? I always get these stations all confused. You've got Hillswood, Salfords and Hawley. I think this one's Hillswood, isn't it? Just outside Red Hill. I know it's got an 80 on there. Yeah, it's got an 80 on the corner. I do like driving this route, I really do, especially with the 387. I think you can just storm along. But I also ultimately as well like the stopping trains. They are very good. 377 is a relatively easy train to drive. I'd say that train ahead's probably well gone now. Well gone by now. It's probably going through quarry tunnels now. Because there's two tunnels along this route. So to the left is obviously towards Red Hill, Mercham and Colston, South Colston. And then if you come this side, you've got the quarry lines, which is basically the Red Hill avoiders. And you've got the two tunnels. You've got Red Hill Tunnel, which is this one, and then the other end of the loop, as it were, the other end of the line, it's the quarries. Quarry tunnel, which is why it's called the quarry lines. And then we join the slow lines again. They go underneath you just as you come out of Quarry Lines tunnel, and they run sort of alongside you on different levels, a bit like what Sharnbrook works in the middle of the main line. And then you join again just south of Purley. Oh, wrong button. Putting brakes on here when I need to speed up. This is it, my brain's gone. Power is on. I need to just put a bit more power on. go, there's Quarry Tunnel up at the other end. If you're wondering what that number is with the rhomboid, I think it is. It's a CSR. It's a cab secure radio code. I think the NRN didn't exist, so it would be CSR, which is a precursor to GSMR, but it's still used in certain areas. GSMR is the new. Is basically what replaced NRM, which is the rail phone system. It's basically GSMR is what it is. It's like a mobile network on the railway. Basically GSM for GSM, as you know, mobile R for railway. Climbing, bit of a climb coming up Quarry Tunnel. That's why it is. Going downhill now that we come at the other side. A bit of brake on, slow us down a bit. Like I said, this is such a challenging run. If you're trying to do it by the brief. There's the lines from Red Hill coming underneath us now. Oh good, another down train. Like I say, I know we'll put some more in, so where are they? Well, I think that's what I'd already put in, I've just seen it a bit later. Should also be some trains down here, but it depends. This is all guesstimate, because you have to guess the times you want the trains to leave the stations, don't you? So that I think I'm normally by now. I think when I did this before, when I wasn't following the train, I was going through East Croydon at around 9:50, so I'd set things to move about 9:45, 9:50. But obviously with this, at the moment, I might have to tweak the time slightly. I'll see. I'm basically going to get as many trains running around as possible. We should see a few more trains around. There's more place, you can play with the things a lot more after Purley, basically. Oh, too busy looking at everything else and not looking at my speedo. Speeding. Concentration at all times. One thing that's really is a bit annoying is the line that's about to come to us on the left hand side is part of his obviously services will come through, they go underneath and they come out the other side of Purley, and you will see them on the timetables. You'll see trains running because they will obviously be controllable, but they're AI, and then they go they come alongside us here but they're not connected, which I always found a bit strange, but I think that's to keep them off the fast. And it's like you've got Reedham Station, you can just see a station to the left as it bends round. That's Reedham, and the line carries on and goes underneath and then comes out at Purley, and we can control the trains at Purley from Purley. So the AI train, but unfortunately you can't program trains in scenario to come this way, which is a bit of a shame because that could have been good as well. Start seeing a few more trains around as we get closer to London and Croydon. Looks like that one's standing, or is it departing? Yeah, so there's one just departing there, look. No, so that's quite, well, that's been well timed. That's the 9th, I programmed to leave Gatwick at 9:30 and it stops all stations. So I think we've done well to catch that one up before it terminated at, well, I think I've got it terminated somewhere like South Croydon, so it doesn't conflict anyway. Obviously it doesn't make any difference, we'll be past it by then. I think we follow it now all the way, because I mean that's 60 along there as well, so I think we're going to be basically, it'll stop at South Croydon and we'll leave it behind. So I'm pleased with that, I'm pleased that's worked. Although I'm still going to be quick. Yeah, I don't think it stops here at Purley Oaks. There wasn't an option to stop it at Purley Oaks, but that's not a problem because it just makes this more interesting, doesn't it? I know it stops at South Croydon, so it terminates at South Croydon in the AI timetable. Oh, that's my PSI reminder to slow down for 60 at South Croydon, and then it goes down to 45, which you don't get a PSI reminder for, which is really annoying. Yep, it's getting checked down on the slow look. It's not there now. So I'm pleased with that. Should hopefully see a few trains around Croydon. I'm hoping there isn't any stuck. That's the other thing as well. I changed the times around quite a bit, and I'm hoping there's none stuck, if I'm honest. I'm sure I had a few, yeah, it's departing around 9:45, 9:50. And I'm hoping that they're not all stuck. The train there, is that, I don't think that's terminated it. No, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. Stood. Oh, it's moving. Oh, that's good. I was worried then it was stuck. As in it's a train. I thought it can't be a terminating train because. And there's one coming the other way. Oh, that's good. We've got a bit of. Oh, good. We've got moving trains. We've got trains. We've got trains. Let's slow down for the. I'm too busy watching the trains now. I've got to slow down for the 45. The 45 you're not warned of. Well, I've got a few adverse signals coming up. Is that because I've caught the other train up? But I think that went through. Ah, cleared. Oh, I think we go through platform. What platform did we go through? Because that train ahead, it should have been well gone by now, but I think that stopped at East Croydon platform 1. But we go through platform 2, if I remember rightly. Doing 45, routed straight through. Two yellows there. Yep, a couple of trains around Croydon, that's good, that's what I wanted. That's worked quite nicely. Just pretend it's a Sunday service, be fine. I just didn't want it to be like you see a load of trains and you don't see anything at all and it's empty. I wanted to make sure there was a few trains running round. So not doing too bad, not doing too bad at all. Only 6.8 miles left. Signal. And the feathers go back over onto the up fast. Or oops, I can't remember what they're called. 60 mile an hour, so I can speed up a bit now. Wish is what you could program trains to go, you know, that way towards. Is it Norwood? Norwood Junction? Oh! Hello. Bit of a rough ride there. Downhill, careful. I really wish you had more freedom with the scenario plan to be able to run trains over the routes you want to do. All the trains there at Selhurst. I think that's terminated. I might have to retime that one, I think, because that could be one outside. I'm sure I've got one at Streatham Common. Probably do changing the time on that one if this is going to be 157. Yeah, okay. So I might just retime those ones just so they're a little bit more active. It's alright, it's good to have a bit of a... This is why you have to do these things. You need to do these things to understand what you've got. Underneath. As we drop towards the capital. Trying to maintain that 60 miles an hour. I think I won't be like in real life trying to maintain these speeds. At least we can pause it and go and make a coffee or something, yeah? Or a cup of tea or whatever your poison is. Oh, not watching me speed out. Someone trying to shove a load of crap through the letterbox by the sounds of it. Sounds like, well, I've already had the junk mail, so it's not the postman, so I have to see what it is. Probably hate mail. Climbing back uphill, so let's get a bit more power on. So laps of trains, I think that's... See, there's a line to Streatham there, so the Thameslink trains can come out of there, so there's nothing wrong with having a bit of, you know, having the 700s coming in and out. Plenty of scope. There's other lines around here as well that the AI trains are coming in and out of. There is one slightly annoying thing about this, about the signalling here. I don't think it's quite correct, and I'll tell you in a second. Probably seen I'm letting the speed die down. There's a reason why for that. See, I think the signal is incorrect here, so I get greens. Okay, get greens. Well, you should get greens. Oh. Vigilance. First time it's gone up, isn't it? Have I got greens? God, the signal's obscured. Yep, got greens. So I've got greens, which is fine, as we start to come around the bend towards Balham. However, we have got to cross over onto the slow lines, which is a 25 mile an hour speed reduction, which is 25 mile an hour. So you've got to slow down from 60 to 25. And there's no actual warning in the signalling. So I think there would be in real life. I think you'd be brought down. So now I've got to, only because I know, and obviously it shows you there, look, 25, but I know that anyway. But so I'll have it. 2 yellows. But yeah, I've got a warning there, but I don't think that's because of the junction, because the last time I did this I got yellows. I got greens. I think that's because I'm following something, as opposed to I think it's because I'm following something as opposed to or unless it's actually worked properly this time. Oh, stepped up. No, I'm following something, so that's a freak occurrence. But the last time I did this, when I weren't following nothing, I was on greens, so I wasn't given any warning that I was going to slow down by signals or a PSI reminder or anything. So that's a bit annoying. So I would have thought that the signals would bring you down to slow you down, so that when it comes to that signal, it'll come off, and you've slowed down enough to be able to slow down to 50 to 25 mile an hour. So I do think that the signalling on that bit is wrong. Okay, by chance I just had to be brought down, but I think that's because I was more following something as opposed to it slowing me down for the junction. And I've got a double yellow there because I'm following something. Oh, I can speed up a bit now. Well, the good thing is that I've caught another train, so there is another train around somewhere, which is good. And it's all part and parcel of the... And I suppose the good thing as well is if you did rush along at 75 mile an hour instead of 60, you would stand at that signal at Balham because it would more than likely prefer the other one. So there's no point rushing, you also go by the... You might as well go by the... Oh, another down train, good. And I'm going to say, I know there's a few more trains around, I remember programming them, so... Yeah. I might just have to shift a couple of times on some of the trains near Croydon, so... But again, it's all try and error, isn't it? On the final approach to Clapham. So on the other one I did, where I was running all the way through Virtue and Greens, I got in at 10:02. So with the distractions of slowing down for other trains and various other things, it's now a couple of minutes later. So you're losing it. You lose 3 minutes, but it's part of the fun. Let's get the brakes on. It's also 20 into the platform in Clapham, in platform 17. Is it 17? 16 I have to go into. But the annoying thing is, again, there's no reminder. Ah, there we go. I should have a signal because there shouldn't be nothing else in that platform. But like I said, there's no. Yeah, I mean, you get the feathers to tell me I'm going in there. Oh, I overread the signal there. I looked at that one, but luckily this one is yellow. So now I have to. It is 20, but using my own, again, a bit like back at Balham, using my own knowledge of the speed, I've now got to slow down myself using just my memory. Which is fine. I guess it's fine, but in reality, in the real world, I guess that must be the train I followed. Nothing goes. Nothing more distracting than trying to slow you down when you've got a train moving alongside you. That is very distracting. But it's good. It's all part and parcel of the... But that's what makes it more challenging. There we go. Perfect. And then we have it. Done. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to just tweak a little bit. Tweak a couple of times, just slightly. Nothing massive, just a few tweaks here and there. And then hopefully that should be perfect. And I'll get it up on the creators content. Thanks for watching anyway. I hope you enjoyed watching that. It may seem a bit boring and monotonous in places, but have a go. I seriously say have a go if you really want a bit of a challenge. You do need a bit of discipline, you do need some patience. Probably helps a little bit me commentating because I guess that breaks up the monotony a little bit. But no, definitely have a go of it. So thanks for watching, and if you do download, thanks for downloading.